Hey guys, it's Seven again. I'm back. Today is raw, uncut, unfiltered. You get me straight out the shower, wet hair, no product. I slap some lotion on. You get to see me like my kids get to see me in my Ugg robe in bed. No makeup. You can't trust someone that tries to hide all of their flaws. Can't trust their word. So today you get to see every bit of my ugliness. There's no filter. No filter. So there we go. Waddle. You get to see my waddle. My little mole right there. My crow's feet. Get to see it all. Yeah. What is that? A booger? I don't know. Anyways. It's me. I mean, you get to see all of me. Anyways, I think today is take 9 of my Holy Visions. I'm sick. I have a sinus infection. I went to the ER last night. Stayed till like midnight. They told me I have a deviated septum. They said, how did you manage that? So I told them I used to snort, truckloads worth of Coke. Why lie? I mean, I don't know. There's got to be some statute of limitations on that somewhere. I don't know. Hopefully I won't get in trouble for it. I did lots and lots and lots of lines of Coke. Líneas, that's my only Spanish word that I know. Anyways, I want to talk about, you get no product in the hair. No product. It's still wet. Oh well. You can't trust somebody that hides who they are or hides other flaws. You get to see every little single bit of me today. So, I just want to talk about, so even though I don't feel good, I felt led to do this video. I'm just, went and saw my little nephew. His name is Javian. And he's just such a blessing. They don't know what, of course, here I go crying. Oh, they don't know what he has. I mean, we thought he was going to be a perfectly healthy baby boy. My niece is 19. She was so excited and she had her son. His name is Javian, and he's got a little bit of everything. The doctor didn't tell him that anything was wrong. He's got some of the symptoms of, some of the traits of Down syndrome, some of the traits of cerebral palsy, some of the traits of autism. He's got swelling on the brain, all the way down his spine. He had 6 fingers. She just, she was so excited, and to have her first boy, and they didn't do any tests. They didn't do like they didn't do any tests on him to tell her that something might be wrong with the baby, like genetic testing. She thought she was going to have a perfectly healthy baby boy, and she got a blessing instead. He's a blessing in disguise. I don't know how I had 3 beautiful babies that were so perfect, and at the time I didn't appreciate them like I should have. But seeing that baby today and holding that baby today, he's been, like in the hospital for a couple of weeks. He just got home. But I just look at that baby and it's exactly like Simon Birch. He's exactly like Simon Birch. And he's just such a blessing, but I can't imagine being a 19-year-old baby and that being your first kid and just, expecting something different, and God gives you that. And he's a blessing in disguise. He is going to be a blessing for the entire family, and I can feel it. He's going to change our whole family. And I thank you, God, for that. I thank you for Javian. Y'all pray for Javian. And pray for Asaria, my niece. Okay, y'all just thank God for your babies, because you never know what God has in store for you. Only God knows, what that baby's purpose is. We didn't even know if he would make it home, and he's a miracle baby. He's an angel. Little baby Javian is an angel. And I pray the swelling goes down. They said he might be deaf. Just pray for him, guys. But God has a plan. God knows exactly what his purpose is, even though we don't. Anyways, I'm excited that he's in the family. Anyways, I just wanted to talk about, now that I'm good and splotchy, I told you, unfiltered, raw, uncut, just all me. I wanted to talk about our souls today. I remember how old, our souls are recycled. I feel, I'm feeling kind of old. I've gained like 20 pounds since this year, just because I love tortillas and cheese. My God, I love tortillas and cheese. Cut out my meat, all the refined sugar, but God, I cannot give up tortillas and cheese. So I gotta work on me. Y'all pray for me. Anyways, I'm just feeling old, and I thought, man, I really am old. I'm eons old. I feel like my soul has been here since the beginning of time. I feel like all of our souls were created like when the earth was created, and God just kept them and put them in bodies as he sent us from heaven. I remember being in heaven and picking out my family. I remember picking out my mom, my dad, my sisters. I remember picking out the Smith family, because they can sing. Clem's Smith family can sing like angels. Beautiful black angels. They're amazingly talented. The entire family is just so talented. And I wanted my babies to be a part of that family. So that's why I've been so drawn to Clem. I have been he was my air, my water, my food. He was my reason for living, my reason for waking up in the morning. Clemmy was my everything, literally. I've just been drawn to him, and it's because I picked him out in heaven, and because I needed to go through this. This has been my life every lifetime. This has been my struggle, my path every life. But I feel like the choices that I make can change a little bit each lifetime. I want to, I just want to bring one more soul to God. so I change little things. I remember like something from my past lives, and I change a little bit each time because my whole life is like a deja vu. Now that I've woken up, like I was asleep for 41 years and didn't know I was the sleeping bride. I didn't know that I was me. I didn't know that I had a significant part in the end of days. I didn't know that I didn't know I was me. And God kept it that way. God kept the truth from me to let me grow and become myself and struggle, live my life. But I feel like our souls were made in the beginning of time, and that I remember when I picked out who I wanted to be. It's like, God picked out all of my grandparents and set the line up of my grandparents and what their names were, and what my nationality was going to be: Irish, German, Indian. And now my kids are Irish, German, Indian, and black. Talk about a melting pot. They got a little bit of all the good stuff in them, and I'm excited for that. But God picked out this story. He's the best storyteller ever. Yahweh is the best storyteller. That's why the Bible has been so popular for 2,000 years. I mean, he's a good storyteller. Anyways, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that this is my story. I really feel like it's hell on earth. I really do. I just can't imagine. I can't imagine something being wrong with my babies like that. I'm so fortunate for my kids to be okay because I did so many drugs. I did drugs while I was pregnant. I think with all of my babies. I couldn't stop. So I'm very fortunate that nothing's wrong with them. They're so smart. They're so beautiful. My 3 kids are perfect. And I didn't deserve that. I feel like I didn't deserve to have perfect kids like that. They are perfect. They're so talented and loving and kind, and they're just perfect from head to toe. And healthy, athletic. They're all 3 athletic. And I love them, and I thank God for them, even though I didn't deserve to have perfect babies like that. And I thank you, Lord, for them. In spite of the mother that I was, the person that I was. I thank you, Lord. But, okay, let me stay on track, guys. Y'all know I'm the queen of derailment. Our souls are recycled. So I feel like our lives have gone over and over and over. But your soul never dies. Your soul, I believe our souls were here from the beginning of earth, from the beginning of time. And God, placed us in each one of gave us to our parents. He placed us in our bodies. And I believe that we die. When we die, we go to sleep, is what I think. And then we won't raise from the dead until Judgment Day. And during Judgment Day, we all rise, get in a single file line, and be judged by Jesus. So this is what I remember. I remember dying. I remember me going to heaven. Everyone's in a single file line getting judged by Jesus. Everyone goes um, and lives like a whole life in heaven. And I live my life um, in God's presence, in Yahweh's presence. And um, then I choose to start this all over again. I'm the queen of deja vu. I choose to come back to earth. He gives me the choice on whether I want to come back and do it all over again or not. And since I do have powers, and since my words here on earth have meaning in heaven, they hold weight in heaven. I choose for Belial, for the devil. I don't choose for him to go to hell and roll. I don't choose for him to get to be prince of anything or king of anything, because he has ruled here on earth, since Jesus. I mean, he's ruled here on earth for thousands of years. Belial has, and he's had it. He's had his turn. He's been the king of chaos. The prince of the principalities. Here on earth, he's had his heyday. He's had his moments, and that's over with. So I choose for him to be locked up in chains. I choose for him to lose his wings, and I choose for him to be standing in front, in unbreakable chains in front of God's throne. He gets a front row seat of God's throne room. He gets to see his wings mounted up on Yahweh's his trophy wall. They're big, beautiful, beautiful wings. I mean, I would say like 10 feet apiece. They're beautiful. They're magnificent. And he gets to forever, look at his wings and never get to fly again. One of his punishments is that no one can speak to him in heaven. If anyone, any of God's children talks to Belial and holds a conversation with him, they will lose their soul, literally lose their soul. So no one will talk to him. Because of course after an eternity of him, not getting to talk to anyone or have any friends, you're going to feel, us as Christians, we're going to feel bad for him that he doesn't have anyone to talk to, no friends, no interaction with anyone but Yahweh. Like, Yahweh is the only one that can talk to him. And I remember I talk to him, but I antagonize him daily. I love it. He's got to pay for all the hell that he put us through here on earth. So I get to talk to him, and I don't lose my soul. Thank God. But for some reason, my words have weight in heaven. And I've been alone. I've been alone for years. I've been alone with no one to talk to. I know how it is to never be touched, to never be, held, caressed, loved. It's the worst punishment ever. And that's what I want for Belial. I want the devil to never be touched again. No human can touch him, can speak to him. You can just walk by and look at him. That's it. You can't hold on to conversation. I mean, he gets to sit up there and not talk to anyone. No one will talk to him because they fear for their soul. They will lose their soul if they talk to Belial. So he gets to sit in front. His punishment is sitting in front of God's throne room, or in front of God's throne, and and no one talk to him, no one touch him, no one hold him, hug him, love him. That's his punishment for all of eternity. Is silence. Silence. So that's my punishment for him. He just wanted God's throne. So that's my punishment for him, is to sit and get to look at the throne that he'll never have, that he will never sit on. God has taken his powers. He's let him rule over earth for so long, and now it's Jesus's turn to rule over earth and rule over, all the Christians in heaven. Jesus gets to rule over everything, in heaven and on earth. It will be heaven on earth. Jesus takes over everything. So Belial has nothing to rule over. He is going to be locked up in chains, just sad and wishing that he hadn't have tried to overthrow Yahweh. He's going to be regretting his choices for eternity. And that's my punishment for him. Paying for all of the bad deeds that he's ever done to anyone by silence and by not being loved. Because God loved him. God really loved him. And he tried to take God's spot. So that's why God kicked him out. You can never take God's spot. So he's going to forever get to look at the throne. He's going to be placed directly in front of, I'm talking about 7 feet away from Yahweh's throne, looking right at him and listening to the choir praise him. Like every week they have, like I told you, Marvin Sapp is directly to God's right. He's his right-hand man in God's throne room. It's like a council. It's a heavenly council. And there's other entities in heaven besides God. It's a whole council. I mean, I see probably like 50 to 70 other entities in heaven. It's a heavenly council. So cool. But they all worship God because Yahweh's the creator of all. He's the most powerful. He is the God of heavenly armies. Anyways, I think it's cool that we're old. All of our souls are all old souls. We're when you say old souls, literally we're like millions of years old. I don't know how many years our souls are. It's just that this life keeps going over and over and over and over. And when I choose to come back here, it starts over again. I don't know if it starts over from the beginning of Adam and Eve, or if it starts over when I was born, or if it starts over the moment that I got shot and died and rose from the dead. I'm like the Lady Lazarus. That's cool. Anyway, so still no one has told me that like I am not batshit crazy. None of my family has said, oh yeah, by the way, you did get shot. You did survive getting shot right in the chest. You survived that. You came back to life. No one has told me that. I just remember it from my dream. I remember I remember it all. I remember saying, no, 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 give me those guns back. Please give me the guns back. Clem will kill me, was my last words. Clem will kill me. Isn't that ironic? It wasn't Clem that killed me. Anyways, so I'm still stuck in whatever weird reality this is. I know what's in store for me. I know, like, my past. I know my future. I know who I am, but still no one will tell me, oh yeah, by the way, you're right. You know, I have to get on here and look crazy. Look at me. Like, I look freaking crazy. I look crazy. But I'm doing it because God tells me that I have to be 100% transparent. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I have to be 100% transparent so that y'all will see my journey and believe me. I mean, there is truth to what I'm saying. Even though it feels like I'm just telling the craziest tale ever, like I am just, it feels like I'm speaking and just making this story up. But I'm not. I feel it in my soul. I feel it in my bones. I know it in my spirit that I have lived this life over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I'm the queen of deja vu. This is one big deja vu. Yeah. So, anyways, I wanted y'all all to know that this is not your first life. We've been here many times before. We've gone through this same cycle so many times, and this is our last cycle. Jesus is finally going to reign forever. I don't get to make the choice to come back this time. Yahweh's not going to let me. He knows I'm tired. He knows that I can't take it anymore. I'm super tired, y'all. And it hurts to see your loved ones hurt. And to have to go through all this pain. One of my best friends in school, Felicia, her dad just passed away. He was like my other dad growing up. He was so cool. He was a fun guy. And he just passed away from COVID. And it's crap to have to see my friend hurt like that. And I thank God that I'm never going to have to go through that. My parents will never die. I will never have to know that feeling. My parents won't die. Clemmy won't die. My kids won't die. My grandkids won't die. I'll never have to go through that. I will be the only one in this family to die. And I thank you, Yahweh. Thank you for that. And I'll only be dead 3 days. I can handle that. It's freaking awesome. I told y'all I didn't feel good. Anyways, let me be a little bit more transparent about, like, stupid. I'm so mad about my nose. So, I haven't been able, like, I snore like a bear. Poor Clemmy. I snore terribly. But you see when I breathe, I can't breathe out of that one at all. A deviated septum, I guess that's what it is. I don't know. It's what they told me. But when the lady asked me, she was like, what happened to your nose? I said, I have done mass quantities of cocaine. I've snorted lots of cocaine. That's what happened to my nose. And it was like I had been married and I saw my father-in-law die right in front of me. His name was Bailey. he had a heart attack, and my husband had went to Tyler had went to work for the railroad, left for work, and I went out to, it was like a Christmas party that Bailey was at. He was just eating and had a heart attack. So I'm the only, the closest one to the family that arrived, and they worked on him for 45 minutes. Couldn't get, a pulse. He was already brain dead at the time, but for the 45 minutes, I died with him. With every breath, every compression, I died more and more inside, watching him die in front of me. And I begged for him to breathe, and he wouldn't breathe. And he was like my other dad. He was my dad's best friend. And I died that day. Something inside of me died when I had to tell him, stop working on him, because he's not, even if he does breathe again, it won't be him anymore, because he'll be brain dead. So I literally died inside a little that day, 18 years old. So me and Tyler stayed together a little bit after that. He was on cocaine, and I had never done any, I drank before, but I had never done any drugs. But he would stay up for 3 days on a coke binge. And I just kept thinking, what is so great about this? We just got married, and like, he's choosing this over me. Why choose this over me? What's so great about it? So I took like a whole 8-ball of coke from him one night. I pretended like I flushed it, and I put it up in the cabinet, waiting for him to go to work on the railroad, because I knew he'd be gone. And I literally waited for him to leave. I did the whole 8-ball of coke by myself, and stayed up like vacuuming, cleaning the house for 3 days. So when he got back, I told him, I was like, well, instead of flushing your coke, I did it all. And his reply was, good. Now we can be weekend warriors. Now we can do it together. So that's kind of what happened. I mean, my very first drug ever trying was an entire 8-ball of coke by myself. Talk about going for the gusto. I did it all by myself. And I just had to see why he kept choosing that over me. What was so great about it? So then, of course, 2 drug addicts can't make it very far in this world. So, we fought all the time. He had went to jail. We just split up, basically. We split up. So when we split up, I still had our friends that we hung out with that did drugs. And my friend, one of my friends, was like a call girl, basically. She was like, we can do this and this for drugs, for money for drugs. And all you gotta do is be with this one guy. He's got lots and lots of money, multimillionaire, da 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 da. I mean, if you're gonna do it anyways, you might as well get paid for it. So, I was like, let's do it. Hell, I can handle that. $300? Hell yeah, let's go. So, I told you, I'm transparent as hell today. So, I did it. And I kept doing it, and I kept doing it, And pretty soon, he was a full-on sugar daddy. I lived rent-free for 2 years. in a multi-million-dollar house. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy how I had just went downhill all the way from a deacon's daughter, who had never done any drugs ever. Like I had one traumatizing event happen, and from there I just gave up and I wanted to try everything. Um, I wanted to hurt the pain to stop. Whatever I had to do to make it stop, that cocaine made it stop. That crank made it stop. Oh God, crank was the best. I can't even explain how good the crank was. It was next level. It made your ears ring. I mean, it took your head to a whole different level. I would stay up for, 7 days. Ugh. And then when you come down, you just want to die. You want to kill yourself. You want to kill everybody around you. You want to do anything in the world to get more because you can't live with the feeling of coming down. You can't live with that feeling. You just want to be up on top again. You don't ever want to come back down, because when you start coming down, anything goes. Your morals get chipped away at one moral at a time until you become unrecognizable even to yourself. The shit you will do for drugs is, you can't even make it up in the movies. You can't even dream of how miserable your life will become and how much you hate yourself because of the things that you've done, to chip away at your soul. You just become unrecognizable. You're not even yourself anymore because drugs, they break you down. They mold you into a different person that you never wanted to be. And you have to work for years to get that back, even a little bit of it back. Because you hate yourself for the things that you've done. You hate yourself for the person that you've become. You don't want to wake up. You don't want to wake up sober. Because then you got to think about all the things, the bad things that you've done. You don't want to face your parents, your family, your kids. You don't want to face your friends and let them know like what a disappointment you've become and how much you've changed. So from my sugar daddy, after I thought, well, hell, I don't want to just keep on getting money. Let's cut all this out and go for the gusto. So I got with the plug. I got with the plug. I had this figured out at this point. I don't want to keep doing this for this amount of money. I want to have all the drugs accessible to me that I could possibly handle. So I got with the plug, and I didn't have to work. I didn't do anything. It was a Mexican guy. I couldn't speak a lick of freaking Spanish. Didn't know what the hell he was talking about or the people that he was talking to, but I did know that when they brought their semi trucks over to the house, that we would have 400 pounds of weed on our floor in little round bales. We would have 5 kilos of cocaine a week. And I just knew the stacks of money. It was big old round wads like this, like just spiraled around. Like the money was amazing. There was so much cash. The most cash I'd ever seen. It was just, it was crazy. But it was easy money. Easy money. Easy money. Every single week. 5 kilos of cocaine. 400, pounds of weed. It was easy. We didn't even weigh out the drugs. All you had to do was just break the key of cocaine in half, and this goes to this person, this goes to this person. It was just it wasn't even an exact science. It was just money being thrown at you, and I was just in the right spot. Anyways, and I couldn't tell what the hell they were saying, but I did know, I did know that it probably, it wasn't legal. It was crazy. I don't know how I got to be from the deacon's daughter to a call girl to living with the plug in 2 years. Crazy. Then I meet Clem, and Clem doesn't do any type of drugs. But I was drawn to him. I was so drawn to him. Super drawn to him. Anyways, I thank God for sending Clem my way, because he wasn't going for me doing any drugs. So I had to, calm myself down, because I was just balls to the wall, doing anything I wanted. I didn't sleep for 2 years. Let's put it like that. I didn't sleep at all. So that's what happened to this deviated septum. Leanness happened. My poor choices happened. Hot rails happened. That's what happened. So, I don't know how we got off on that subject. Anyways, just thank the Lord for what you have and who you are. And if you mess up just a little bit, just don't hate yourself for it and feel like you have to mask what you've done by doing more drugs. If you do drugs, pray to God about it. Forgive yourself. Tell someone. You have to tell someone to get it. You're only as sick as your secrets. I've learned that because I've went to rehab probably 8, 9 times, something like that. I mean, the rehab queen. And let me tell y'all something. It never works unless you're ready for it to work. If you don't want to go to rehab, I suggest you sit down and tell one person all of the things, whether you were, abused as a child, or something that you've done wrong to hate yourself. Because if you're doing drugs, you hate yourself for something. And you need to keep on doing drugs to forget about what had happened to you, or what you've done, or what you can't forgive yourself or someone else for. So sit down, tell someone, just get one friend that's not going to judge you, or tell anyone. Just somebody that's not inside your family, that you can just lay it all out on the line, that won't judge you. That will help you more than anything, because you cannot get over doing drugs until you forgive yourself. God forgives you the moment that you ask for forgiveness, but you have to learn to forgive yourself. And I've done so many bad things. I have done so many bad things that I hated myself for, that at the time I was like, it's justifiable. Are you willing to take this? Are you willing to chip away a little bit at your soul to get what you want right now? That, immediate gratification? Hell yeah, I want to get high. No, I've had sex before. Might as well have sex for money. I mean, $1,000? Hell yeah, let's do it. But you're basically selling your soul. So, just to let you know, it doesn't matter what terrible things that you do, God forgives you. You know? You just got to forgive yourself. That is what gets you off of drugs. That is what keeps me clean. Because I know God's forgiven me. He knew I was going to do it before he ever even made me. Before he ever breathed life into me. He knew I was going to be a total screw up. And he's going to love me just the same. So, love yourself. Learn to love yourself and it'll keep you clean. All right, 7 out.